Welcome to Spoken Reviews, home of the Spoken Reviews. Today, guys, we're going to start our 600-mile road trip from Dallas-Fort Worth down to our land, down to Houston, then around Houston for a couple of days, and back. So it should be right around 550 to 600 miles round trip, all on the LFP. We're going to track the drive, the consumption, and the cost. So it should be a fun test of the LFP for the 2023 Model 3. All right, guys, so you can see the trip. We're going to be leaving Dallas-Fort Worth all the way down to our land in Fairfield. Then we'll go down to Centerfield, stop and charge for about 5 minutes to 15 minutes. Then head on to Houston, charge one more time, and we'll be there. We actually might charge a little bit longer here in Centerfield. That way we can skip and just get all the way to Katy area, but we'll see. All right, guys, and before any road trip, we like to be nice and clean, so we're going to go ahead and get the car washed. The car wash mode's excellent. If you guys haven't used it, definitely recommend you guys, using it as opposed to just going to neutral. A lot of benefits. All right, guys, we're over 50 miles into the drive and everything's going really good. You guys can see specifically we've driven 52.4 and we've only consumed 54. So only about a mile and a half has gone to climate, which is really, really good. This is kind of a sweet spot in the year where you don't have to run the AC very much. So pretty much all the efficiency is actually going to the driving it itself, so it's really good. But again, like we talked about in previous videos, this LFP is a super efficient vehicle. We have the car fully loaded with luggage, me, the wife, and both of my sons. So it's weighted down, fairly well, but it's going really well. All right, guys, looking at the efficiency, we're averaging 230 watts per mile, which is, again, super efficient. So again, can't say enough positive things about the LFP. All right, guys, doing the 100-mile check-in. Everything, again, is going really well. You can kind of see that the live projection is adjusting, so it went from 140 to 126, but still solid, still higher than the original. So, and again, you guys can see on the 100 miles, we're looking at 232 on the efficiency, averaging anywhere from 70 to 80 miles per hour. So really, really solid on the efficiency. All right, guys, we've made it to our stop in Fairfield at our land, so really good. You guys can see we've got about 120 miles left on the battery here, and we've got 137, so, close to 160 total. Really, really good. We're going to continue after this all the way. Our next stop is actually going to be down and to charge. All right, guys, just leaving the land. We have 43 miles to Centerfield. We're going to stop and charge, and then we'll be off to Houston. All right, guys, and you can see we're progressing really well with the speed. And we probably could have done a little bit, better consumption by going at a slower speed, but just staying with the pace of traffic, you can see even when we're going 80, we're still getting passed up. For those of you guys from Texas, you know that on the interstates themselves, people are moving, and just kind of a safety thing, it's always safer just to kind of flow with the traffic. So as you can see, we stopped at Centerfield here, and it was going to be a quick 20-minute charge or so, but we did stop a little bit longer. Plugged in, everything worked great, seamless, and then we'll see the actual charge speeds. They started and they picked up, and what I've consistently gotten is around that 171 kilowatts. And then it peaks there, and then it definitely comes down. So not as fast as I was getting with the 4680 lithium. That's just one thing you have to know, that with the LFP, it's going to be a little bit slower, but it's still really competitive. And it's and everything that I've had, my 2022 Model Y and this 2023 Model 3, it's faster than my 2019. So, these version 3s are amazing, but I'm not seeing, anywhere near the 250 kilowatts. But yeah, it's still pulling really strong and really good. Yeah, just super, super impressed with the charging network and the fact that it's such a short overall, stop in itself. So I basically went in, grabbed some barbecue, then grabbed some candy for the kids, and we're pretty much set to go, right? So by the time I pretty much plugged in, did a little video, walked in, used the bathroom, grabbed some food, and came back out, we were pretty much good to go. So yeah, really can't complain. In the past, it's felt like, a little bit miserable. Even as, recently as this summer, whenever we drove all the way to Florida from Dallas Fort Worth. Some of the stops felt super like long and agonizing, but all the stops that it's predicting have been like super short, 15 to 20 minutes, and the reality with small kids, that's just enough time to get out the car, go inside, come back. So here we are. We're back on going towards Houston down 45. It's pretty much straight shot. So after we got this charge up, we were pretty much good to go. The drive again super smooth. And one thing that I'll say is that the improvements to autopilot just over the last 8 to 9 months, night and day. Really, the phantom brakes that I was having very, very frequently with the 2022 Model Y that I had weren't really happening. So overall, guys, hey, can't beat it. Amazing, great experience. Basically going from Dallas Fort Worth down to Houston for $14, right? $14 for that trip. It's phenomenal, especially when I was used to by truck. Honestly, it had been a $50. So going from $50 in my truck to $14, yeah, it's a night and day, right? So they know everything has a pro and a con. So yeah, clearly not having the full space of the truck, but the trade-off for me, and kind of minimalizing what we really needed. So you guys can see, all in all, with this trip, we're right at 312 miles. That's the trip A here. So yeah, really, really, really good, really, really impressive, right? So 312 miles. Typically, if we would have gone straight here, through Waco, it would have been right at like 250. But since we stopped at the land and did the little detour, it did add extra 50 miles. But overall, loving the experience. Hopefully you guys, enjoyed part 1. In total, it's going to be a 700-mile trip. By the time we, drive down here, drive around Houston for a couple of days and go back, ends up being like 780 miles. So really long trip, really good test of the LFP, and hopefully you guys will stay tuned and enjoy the second part of this video. Thanks, guys, for watching. Please hit the sub, and please like the video. I appreciate you. You guys have a great day.